thing called love. I guess I can't handle it with this thing called love. I must get around it and ready. Yeah, crazy little thing called love. But this thing called love, it cries in a cradle all night. It jives, shakes all over like a jellyfish. You kinda like it. Yeah, crazy little thing called love. There goes my baby. Yeah, she knows how to rock it. She drives me crazy. She gives me hot cold fever, then she leaves me in a cold, cold sweat. Uh-oh. I gotta be cool, relax, get hip, get on my track, take it back to me, hitchhike, take a long ride on my motorbike and get ready. Yeah, crazy little thing called love. There goes my baby. Yeah, she knows how to ride it, drive me crazy. She leaves me hot and cold fever, she leaves me in the cold, cold sweat. I gotta be cool, relax, get hip, get on my tracks, take it back, hitchhike, take a long ride on my motorbike and I'm ready. Yeah, crazy little thing called love. Crazy little thing called love. Yeah, crazy little thing called love. Yeah, crazy little thing called love. Hey, how you doing out there, Guitar Heroes? All right, Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Queen, 1979. Hey, pretty good little song, right? All right, well, we got a little bit of speed, and we got a few bar chords, and we got a whole bunch of stuff going on in this song. But if you remember, the song is played on an acoustic guitar, or at least Freddie's playing on the acoustic guitar, and that's what this whole little riff here is at the beginning. So we're really just got a D chord, and we're just hitting that, you know, the little finger comes down. We call that a D suspended 4. You just have to hit it at the right time. So we do that, you know, roughly 3 times at the beginning. And then we go, and then I just threw this in because I thought it sounded right. And then did it again. And then we go into the verse after we get that. This thing called love. And so you're only hitting that little finger's only going down a couple times. So listen closely for this thing called love. I just can't handle it. So D with the little finger just goes down twice. This thing called love. G, I just can't see this thing called love. G must get a C round the head, ain't ready. And then we got a B flat, a C. Then we could go up here to a D if we want to. I usually B flat, and then I go back to D. Either way works. Now these bar chords, if you're not familiar, the B flat bar chord is based on the A form. So I got my one finger handling the A here, and then I just take this finger instead. And B flat is on the first fret. And then you can hit a C up here, and then a D. So same form here, same bar chord form. And for some reason I just started doing this, and then back to the D. Either way works, right? Okay, so then we stop at the end, and so I ain't ready, crazy little thing called love. And then we go back into the next verse, which is identical. This thing called love, it cries G in the C cradle all night G. It swings, it dives, G shakes all over like a sea jelly G fish. And then back to the kind of like it, crazy little thing. And that's the way the verses go. Okay, so plenty of speed, and it takes some practice. It's not a beginner song. Let's get that right off the bat. If you're a beginner and you can handle this song, hey, good, more power to you. Okay, and then we start with the chorus. Now there's a little, obviously we stop, right? There goes my, and then we get into a G. Baby, she see, knows how to rock and G roll. She drives me, another B flat. Crazy, she gives me, and then I'm going to go into an E. And I'm going to play the E this way to leave my little finger free, because I'm going to immediately have to go into an F, and then I have to go back to the E. Okay, making sense? So let's take it from the top. There goes my G baby. She knows how to rock and G roll. She drives me crazy. She gives me E. Hot and cold fever, then leaves me F. Leaves me in a cool sweat. Back to E. Now we do our little riff, and so we're up at the 5th fret, and I'm going to start on the A string. 5th fret on the A. Oh, I'm sorry, not the 5th fret, on the 7th fret. 7th fret. Can't count here, I guess, right? And then we go over to the E and do the same thing. We go slide down, we do our E, and then hit the A at the end. And I do all down strokes. And then we're back into another verse, which is exactly the same as the other two verses. So we do that verse, then we go back and we do the chorus again. Then there is a little guitar solo in there. Brian May, beautiful little solo. Then we do the 3rd verse again, and then we repeat the 1st verse, which I didn't do. And then at the end, we've got this thing where we kind of repeat the last line of the verses. We do the B flat, crazy little C thing called love. Crazy little thing called love. You might find it, easier just to slide this thing up to 3 positions rather than going back to the D. I just got the habit of doing that, so no big deal. Okay, quite a bit of speed. This thing called love, I just can't handle this thing called love. Can't handle it. And of course, if you're just learning the song, you don't need to go that fast, right? You start real slow. And just work your way up to the speed. Okay, so there you go. A crazy little thing called love. And in this case, I am tuned down a half a step because I had a little hard time singing. So that's helped a little bit. But, if it doesn't really matter. This is just a way for me to compensate, being getting up in age, as they say, to help with this thing. Okay, great. Hope you got something out of this lesson. Take it easy and keep on strumming out there.